Okay, let's focus on the back page of The Sun. Just quickly, I heard you mention it there. Dec's deal fit and ready. It feels like it's dragging on a little bit, and Arsenal fans, I think, will breathe a sigh of relief. Jake Sanders saying that Declan Rice will undergo his Arsenal medical today ahead of the club record £105 million move. Expected to finalise a switch from West Ham and become the most expensive British player in Premier League history. So that looks like that could happen today.
So Dino, in terms of Partey out, okay, Xhaka out, in comes Havertz, in comes Rice. Better or not?
Upgrade, definite upgrade. Declan Rice covers the ground, doesn't he? He's like a better version of Partey. And Havertz, for me, is better than Xhaka. Simple. I think in that position he's miles better.
Says simple.
Yeah.
That's too good an impression.
How's it take so long to have a medical? I mean, I had a medical at Liverpool. I don't know about you. Talk about doctor come in with a little bag. Everything in it was out of date about 5 years.
Yeah.
So, like, looked me in the eye, looked in my ears.
Is it as simple
checked
as
my
that?
knees. Yeah.
Is it really?
Took about half an hour.
He looked in your ears.
Yeah, he looks in your ears, and he with a little.
Apart from wax, what's he going to find in there?
Well, I think he's just going through the motions, but.
Well, I remember my last club, QPR, I went to Charing Cross Hospital because I told him I had a bad back. He said, go and see the professor. He's brilliant. 4 hours I waited for this guy. This numpty turned up with the dicky bow on, the pinstripe suit. And he picked up my x-rays, looked at them, says, bend down, touch your toes. Yeah, you're okay, go back and sign. I waited 4 hours for that.
Oh my word.
What a joke.
That was it. It was as simple as that. See, I thought these medicals were like really extreme.
Honestly.
Probably different.
How about this one, Shebahn? I had a medical for Oxford because I hadn't been transferred for any money before that. So I had my first medical at Oxford, and the doctor come out and I said, is everything all right? He went, yeah, obviously apart from the screws.
Your arms are too shorty, row.
To what, row?
Yeah.
So he says, the doctor says, yeah, apart from the screws, obviously in your knee. I went, what screws? I didn't even know. I had my ACL done. I've got a screw in the front of my knee and a piece of wire and a screw in the back of my knee. Yeah, I never even knew.
Yeah, but when you go through the airport security, and
I'm all right then.
Was that Cartier bracelet that keeps ping, ping, ping? You didn't know it was your knee.
That was the Rolex. I was doing that.
The screws in the knee for sure. Shall we give some love to Wimbledon and the best of British? I heard you complaining about the
punters once a year whinging about the noise.
I know, and it's to do with the local council having that in place. But Andy Murray obviously angered by that last night as well. 20 minutes before the curfew, he's now 2-1
He's
up.
Too right.
Because
Simpson now gets a rest because he had a 5-setter the day before.
And that's the thing. Back of the Times today, it says best of British. We're talking about Liam Brodie and Katie Bolter on the back page of the papers, not thinking that obviously this was going to go so late then last night. But Liam Brodie, just before we get to Andy Murray, the Rude awakening already caused the upset of the tournament so far, knocking out Casper Ruud. And he was talking about his mum, saying she gets so nervous watching him play that she just cannot watch it. So she said,
who does?
Liam Brodie's mum.
All right.
So he said to her, don't worry about it, mum, I've already won 80 grand this week, so you can chill out. the difference that
80 grand really
from this week, 130 if he goes to the next
mums,
round.
Andy's mum was watching our other son.
You could see the emotion as well from
so it's
Judy
not
Murray
just me who doesn't like him, she doesn't like him.
Hey, you do like Andy Murray deep down, don't you?
Of course I do, honestly. He's selective hearing. I was shouting
have you given him a bit of stick or something?
No.
What a performance from him yesterday, by the way. I think you've got to look at the difference in the age group. 36 years young as Andy Murray, and Tsitsipas being 24. The serve, the strength, he bounces about. Andy Murray, almost a wee bit yesterday, I don't know if you agree, seemed a little bit heavy-legged, but he's just a different breed, and he's been doing it for so long, and I actually thought Tsitsipas is going to wear him down, watching the style of his tennis and just how active he was. But the experience of Andy Murray at Wimbledon, the crowd, I mean, it was a truly remarkable.
Andy's got a metal hip.
Oh, I know.
He's got a metal hip. Imagine playing tennis with a metal hip.
Did you ever play tennis in Easter House?
I'd love to play tennis in Easter House. That if I could be good at one sport, I would choose tennis, I think.
But there's no courts there, is
What about football?
I had a court at the top of my street in Drumchapel. Seriously?
Away you go. No chance.
I did, seriously. There was tennis court in Old Drumchapel. There is.
Yeah.
It's still
Did you
there.
not want to be a footballer?
No,
like your sister?
I couldn't play football, no.
And then you wonder why she's the favourite of the family.
No,
You picked the wrong sport.
Very good point. So well done to Andy Murray. The thing is that taking the sting out of the game, what happened just before he went 2 sets up is he pulled his groin, and you heard this roar come from him. You knew he was in a world of pain, and then he went 2 sets up, and then it was called time.
Well, he hasn't torn
is that
it.
a problem?
If he's torn it, he's not playing today.
Well, that could be an issue because you get to. I think he wanted to play through the pain while he was G'd up and ready.
Can he do that? Can you, Dino? If you tear a groin, you can't play tennis.
No. It's what's happened. It's the groin with the metal hip in, and the hip's probably, that heavy. It's slammed towards his groin muscle. So he's like, he probably gets clicks and cracks in his groin.
It sounded like a painful one. You could hear it in the crowd as well, but it could take the sting out of things. He's now going to go home, sit in an ice bath and hopefully get recharged for the day. But Tsitsipas is ready to go again. He played 5 hours the day before, then played last night, and now goes into third day in a row. You've got to hand it to them, the fitness of these guys. Also in the Times today, just as we look forward to the British Grand Prix this weekend, Silverstone ready to grace the silver screen. Brad Pitt, my ex, is in Silverstone. No, we weren't together. Formula 1 wasn't glamorous enough. Silverstone will have a sprinkling of A-list Hollywood stardust this weekend because, of course, they're starting to film a movie based on the Grand Prix.
He's on he's Pit Box or whatever they call it, isn't he?
Yeah, well, that makes perfect sense.
Do you know him?
No,
Shebahn?
God, do you know? No, I do not know Brad Pitt.
Okay.
Did you believe that?
Yeah.
For a second there?
Said I work with him.
Also, Lewis Hamilton is a producer on this movie as well. It's not got a name yet, but the 7-time world champion is very excited to be involved with this movie that is going to grace the silver screen. So yeah, look out for Mr. Brad Pitt if you're at Silverstone this weekend.
Formula 1, with the greatest respect, look, Silverstone, the crowd and all that, it's a fantastic event. This time of the year in the UK, especially down here in England, is fantastic, isn't it? The Open coming up as well, Hoylake. It's just magic. Wimbledon.
Yeah, what summer?
Alaska. No, it's always
Women's
the same.
World Cup's coming.
Yeah,
13 days.
But in terms of the Grand Prix,
are you over it?
It's a bore now, isn't it? Red Bull, here we go again. It's a bore.
I think
They've got to do something.
What makes it a bit frustrating is if Lewis Hamilton was driving Max Verstappen's car, he'd win the world title.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah.
Totally agree,
It's a better car. In fact, Toto Wolff gave out over Lewis Hamilton at the Austrian Grand Prix last weekend for complaining about the car while driving.
Right, just got me a driving.
And that's what Toto said. He said, we get it, we
Don't
like the
directing
car.
a film. Get on with driving.
Exactly, just drive. Also, just quickly before I go, Kane's Spurs contract talks. We spoke about this yesterday.
Yes.
Alan, Harry Kane will have talks with Spurs coach Ange Postecoglou after being offered a lucrative new contract by the club. So it looks like they are exactly going to keep him. A significant increase on his terms of 200,000 a week, which can rise to 300,000.
Oh, give him it. Just give him it. Do you know what I mean? If you get rid of Harry, how much is it going to cost you to replace him?
How many strikers are there in the world that guarantee you 20 goals a season?
Yeah.
If you sign Harry Kane tomorrow, you are getting 20 goals.
United would tell him,
Yeah.
Arsenal would tell him. Well, he won't go to Arsenal, but they need someone who scores 20, 25 goals every year, don't they?
Well, we're talking about
Liverpool?
the top 4 and Man United are in there.
Yeah.
What would you say if Harry Kane signed for Man United? What would you say then? Would he change you?
I wouldn't say they can win it, but they're definitely top 4. Guaranteed top 4.
Yeah.
Guaranteed.
Sign him.
talkSPORT Breakfast with Alan Brazil. Thursday and Friday morning, 6 till 10. On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.